Stand with us, the United Party.
Good afternoon. Welcome, the press, to a very important press briefing. Today, USP continue to present its candidates for the upcoming election. As all of you may know, that my colleague MP SIlvio Matser is here to be part of USP. And why do I say this? MP SIlvio Matser is my colleague in Parliament who have stood tooth and, how you would call it? Tooth and nail with the USP political party during the time of the formation of the previous government. Before this one we have joined. We have made tremendous bond with each other on a number of decisions that we have took during the last government. MP Matser have stood with the USP where the decision to remove the former minister, Dennis Richardson, based on a coalition agreement. MP SIlvio Matser was one of the only members who stood with USP at the time. And I believe that when someone shows you true support, I believe that a person like MP SIlvio Matser is a true colleague. As leader of USP, I have asked my colleague SIlvio Matser to be part of USP in 2016. One will ask why. SIlvio Matser is a young man who wants to contribute to his community, to the country. Yes, while we know there's certain issues that he's going through, we believe as USP that he is still a member of Parliament today. If there was no election today, he would have been still a member of Parliament until 2018. We believe that he has a lot to contribute to this country. Those of you know what SIlvio Matser is capable of doing. St.Maarten is a forgiving country. It is a country that needs everyone on board. Even though some of us go through our issues, I believe there is always the opportunity for those issues to follow its legal course. And we as USP believe that we are willing and we are going to give that opportunity to the Member of Parliament where that's concerned. So today's press briefing is to introduce SIlvio Matser to the public and give the public the information that SIlvio Matser will be running on the slate of USP. One will ask why at this location. The reason is that he is going to be on a radio program, but before he go on a radio program, we feel that it was best that the media was informed of his decision, that what his intentions are and what we can expect in the upcoming election. So as leader of USP, I welcome my colleague SIlvio Matser to be part of USP. Last night, I must say that the board has met MP Matser in a board meeting to basically give some input on his reasons for joining USP and the board with his acceptance. The board accepted MP SIlvio Matser overwhelmingly. We was very happy with MP Matser and his team with their presentation of what they can contribute to USP and what USP can contribute for SIlvio Matser with a platform to run on. So MP SIlvio Matser, you're here and I offer you to say a few words on behalf of your person joining the USP.
Well, good afternoon to everyone. Foremost, happy to be here with the leader of the USP. We are not strangers to each other. We know each other from childhood. We play baseball together. We run all over the place together. And just to give you all a history about me and Franz Richardson, we were the young ones coming up in the days of SPM, SPA. And in 1998, when we were one day in the back street by the Ferret House, we said, well, I wonder how the future going to be. We're going to be the ones in the future on a list or whatever. So from then we were very politically active, and we always stick together. Decisions over the year make you sometimes go a different direction, but at the end of the day, when you have a good bond with someone, that maintains. And when the USP came over to the coalition, me and Franz Richardson, we were always synchronizing, talking about everything. And to me, that's very important that you have dialogue with each other, because the country you have to take serious. You cannot be in a coalition and not be in dialogue with each other and know what's going on or whatever. And we were very, very tight from day one in the coalition, which was very important to me. That if you bring in a party a coalition, that means that party forms a government with you, and you can't just isolate them and do. And I believe you have to stand strong together. We stand strong in the hardest of time last year. All type of onslaught against us, from you all know in the newspapers saying that I jump in ship and I move in, all type of those things. And these are the things you have to endure and just take them until when, at a given moment, we said, well, it seems like this is not for us, so it's time to move on. The reason why today I choose to be on the USP list is, for one unbelievable reason, is that monitoring and looking at MP Franz Richardson, how he handles as leader of the USP, I was very, very impressed with it. He brings everything to his board, he brings everything to his members. It's a real team effort. To this in St.Maarten, we have so much problems, and many people think you can do it as an individual, but you really have to do it as a team. And that really approach plays by me, seeing that how the USP really is a bond team. Some people might not say that, oh, they're not big business people, they're not this, but to me, a bond is something that can beat anything. So looking at the different people in the whole USP, it touched me, and it was in my direction where I would like to be. And that's why I spoke to MP Franz Richardson about joining USP, and he told me, he said, well, you're long overdue.
I had a number for him last time,
yeah.
but he refused the number and he went with the other political party, but I'm glad that he's here to be part of USP this time around.
So here I am. You all know lately, in the past, all what came upon me with all these different situations that I have to be dealing with personally, and also my family, with all these legal matters. I would prefer not to go into depth with, because it is an ongoing thing, so you leave that in the legal matters, you know. But at the end of the day, you have to put yourself on the side and you put your country first. And I know what I'm capable of doing together with the USP to get things go forward, because we can all play, as I said, like ostriches and put your head in the ground and hope everything will blow over. But we are facing real hard issues here in St. Maarten. As year coming, year going out, we saw our tourism falling, we saw numbers falling. We see really that if we don't come up with new ideas and new innovative things to get this country moving, we will slip, and when we slip, there's no turning back. I mean, if you look at many countries, what thought that they had it under control and everything was good, once it slipped away, to get it back is the hardest thing, because we're in a vulnerable thing called tourism. And tourism, if you lose it, it's the hardest thing to get back. And me and MP Franz Richardson, we sit down and we start to say, listen, we're reaching the age, I'm reaching 50, God's willing this year. What you gonna do? Sit back and just say, you know, I was there, I had a chance to try and make a difference, but I didn't. Or I went through some hard stuff and I ran away. I mean, if we all here in this room had looked back and we look in the history of, for example, people like Martin Luther King, like from South Africa, what's his name? Nelson Mandela. Can you imagine all what they went through? But yet they persevere all the way through to make sure today we have a difference in life for us all, you know? So I think those things in life you have to sometimes say, hey, I might go through some hardship, but it's nothing compared to see your country totally slip away from you. And then you have the youth and everyone blame you, say, but you were there, why didn't you use your God-given talent to do certain things. I've known to be a person can come up with projects and I've done a lot of projects without people knowing behind the scenes. My farmer party hate me that they know that the truth is that I'm the one behind the thinking up in the ideas of them, from the causeway to all of the boardwalk and everything. But I always stayed in the background in those days. But nevertheless, the most important thing for me, and I think St. Maarten is the most important to look after, is to get this country back moving. And once we get this country back moving, our youth will be happy, everyone will be happy. And one time a gentleman asked me a question. He asked me, how do you solve crime? And I told him, but it's a simple word, solve crime, economics. Because we all know when St. Maarten had so much jobs that there was people had 3-4 jobs and that they wish how they wanted to be. And then there was no talk about crime. There was no talk about murder and all these different things that we are dealing with today, because everybody was so busy and everybody was happy with the economics and being able to take care of their kids and have vacations, and so then people are happy. Today people are holding on to the one single job they got and hoping not that slip to get slip away from them. So at the end of the day, our job is, as USB, come together and push this country.
They used to bite their tongues and hold their breaths, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. Our people sat quietly, agreed politely. They forgot that they have a voice. The people has reached their breaking point. They stood for nothing and fell for everything.